Rousey start up the third hour of Raw, and she comes out and says that she told Becky not to provoke her. Said that she came here to define what a real champion is. She says she's a real champion. It's more than just a title or an object you can hold, and says that it is more than just a win or an outcome. Says that a champion represents the limit, and says a real champion is the best that the human race has to offer, and suggests a new tradition. She suggests that the champion should defend right after the pay-per-view. She offers an open challenge. So we were about to see two open challenges on Raw, one from the IC and one from the women. And that's when go to the backstage area and you see all the women from the women division bickering at what do you call those? What would you call those? The
producers, I guess.
Producers, I guess, or whatever. And then you get Stephanie McMahon coming out there and says, well, you know what? We're going to give everybody a shot for the championship, and we're going to do a gauntlet match instead of what maybe would make sense, a
Battle Royal.
Battle Royal, so we could have gotten all the women. But I did not realize that we were going to get the match next week. I didn't hear her say that. She didn't. They just kind of announced it mid-match or mid-gauntlet. So we had Alicia Fox take on Bayley in the first match. Bayley obviously won, took on Dana Brooke next. Defeated Dana Brooke, went on to face Mickie James. She lost to Mickie James. And then it was Mickie James versus Ember Moon.
It was Alicia Fox first, and then Dana, and then Mickie.
Then Mickie defeated Bayley. Then we had Ember take on Mickie. Ember defeated Mickie. Took on Natalya, which Natalya won. Natalya defeated Ruby Riott and then took on Sasha Banks to end the gauntlet and defeated her. So kind of what you were kind of touching on, Dave, this past Sunday, that you thought maybe Natalya would be next in line. So basically she is. It's not necessarily a feud, but she will get her title shot next week, Monday Night Raw, the Christmas Eve Raw, against Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, you had a feeling they were going to do this eventually.
Exactly.
Overall, the overall gauntlet went for basically the last hour of the show, which, people were complaining they want to see more wrestling and more women getting used. Well, you got plenty of that last night. For the whole hour, you got the women.
Stephanie impression, Bobaruski. As my light bulbs are falling off. Continue, Dave. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
I was just hearing all that background. But yeah, it was a good way to start off. I guess the last hour, you had a gauntlet match for basically the whole hour. And It was kind of confusing because I even originally thought they were going to do tonight or last night, have it be the same night, get a title match. I'm like, dang. But technically, man, can you imagine if Bayley would have went the whole way and then a couple hours later had to come back and face Ronda for the title? The same night?
I thought for a second that we were going to get Bayley go all the way through, get to the finals, and that's when Sasha beats her. But they went the opposite route and had Natalya beat Sasha.
See, I actually thought we were going to get, we're going to get Sasha and Bayley to end the whole thing. That's going to be kind of cool. We're finally going to get the match everyone's been saying they want to see. But no, we didn't get that. But you know what? It was good. A lot of people were pissed off. A lot of people were mad that Natalya won and not Ember Moon or Ruby Riott or even Sasha Banks. People were mad that it was Natalya going on to face Ronda.
Right.
But you know what? I don't mind it because I think it was going to be a good match. And I still think what I said will happen next week. If it didn't happen last night, I don't know. But I think Ronda beats Natalya, obviously. And I think Natalya kind of turns and jumps her from behind. Because the way it was looking last night, at the end, Ronda was all mean-faced to Natalya for a lot of that. Like she was going to attack her or something.
Yeah, it's like she was kind of having these thoughts in her head to turn on Ronda. They shook hands and hug, and they shook hands and hug, and
they didn't know what to do. But like you guys said last night. I guess it was they were kind of booing Ronda last night in that promo, but it didn't really seem as bad as it seemed like it could have been.
Yeah, I thought it would have been 10 times worse.
And it was just I'm a champion and I'm here, and better not tell Brock about that new tradition. That's not wrong.
I was not surprised that they went Natalia. I was kind of surprised who beat Bailey. I didn't think it'd be Mickey James of all people, but hey, I'm not gonna have complaints. It was something different finally. I guess
Yeah.
the Gauntlet match. It was different. We got all the women pretty much on the show. People were asking why Liv Morgan and Sarah weren't on there. I think maybe they were playing off to their injuries from the tables match, even
Well,
though
plus,
Riot was in there.
do you want to have Liv versus Ruby end up being Liv versus Ruby Riot? I mean, do they really want to see that kind of friction already? I don't think they do. But I
Yeah,
mean,
that's a good point. If you go that route, yeah, you would have to think if Ruby was going to continue to win, she would have to go through one of them eventually. So yeah, I could see that. But
now, do you think Raw was good, or is this the end? Yeah, this is the end. Do you think Raw was good last night?
I thought Raw was solid. But see, but here's the thing, Red Sox
Oh, he
fans.
skipped Bobby Lashley.
Man, I mean, I was there. What is there to touch on Bobby Lashley?
He got hit.
Like,
They got that.
who has bigger heat, Corbin or Champa? Says Catino. Right now, I would go Corbin.
I don't know about that. Well, right now, maybe right now because as Champa is cooling off a little bit. Do you think so with that?
Champa's cooled off a lot.
Okay, yeah. So I guess you could say Corbin right now. I mean, I don't know if he's the strong. He might be getting the most. Remember when Elias was getting that crazy heat for like the towns and stuff like that? It seems kind of like what that was a little
Yeah,
bit, but
but
he's getting more and
he
more.
doesn't have to mention a town to get
Yeah, I
booed.
know, but it seems like that he's not considered a top guy, but he's getting that great heat.
He's getting that great heat, and I'm surprised that WWE hasn't really kind of ran with him with it. Like, you know how usually when they get these organic involvement with the fans, that they kind of run with it a little bit. You know, you had it with the Daniel Bryan situation. Not saying that I want Baron Corbin to win the title, but I'm surprised they haven't really tried to really go that route. I guess it's because of Brock. Maybe if Brock wasn't there, I think Baron Corbin probably might be
You
your
know what I
champion.
think it is? People just like seeing Corbin get beat up, and if that's what you're gonna, it's kind of like that scenario where you just want to see him get beat up. And if that's what they're basically going to turn Corbin into, the guy who just gets beat up every week, that's what it seems like. And they're
Bobrisky
not really
put, I
going to do
think
much
people
with it.
actually hate Corbin in character and not. Yeah, I mean they might. Yeah, that's a good point. Yes, DX. We did not touch on that. We forgot to. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, coming soon. So I'm actually really excited to hear the news that they'll be
Tried the
back. They
Rumble.
didn't say exactly when, but hey, if they're coming back together or sometime soon together,
Did you see
I'm
Finn's
happy.
tweet?
Yeah, that he said he enjoyed the time off, but he forgot how great he was, or something along the lines of that.
No, he was saying like, "Oh, you know what? All this time off I had, it made me rethink of how I've been acting, have a change of heart." And then I seen that stupid video package, and it made me realize I hated that. So
Yeah.
it was just funny. Yeah, Finn was
Yeah.
great.
When WWE gets big kills with that kind of reaction, they cool off quick. I want. Yeah, we'll see how Baron Corbin does the next couple of weeks. I think a lot of it was the GM role that Corbin was playing, that he was getting that massive type of heat that he was getting. But we will see what happens after that, because will they cool down? Will they keep using Baron Corbin as much as they were every single week on Raw? He has really no reason to be on almost every segment on Raw anymore, because he's no longer the general manager. But
Oh,
he
they
is
also
going
had
to be
that.
wrestling next week, though, against Seth Rollins.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did also have. Is that the Miracle on 34th Street fight, or is that the other one?
No, I think that's Lashley and
Oh,
Elias.
okay. Yeah, but it was funny how Rollins did a little interview backstage, and he's like, "Well, last night, I mean, I blamed myself for that last night, and all that." And it's like, oh my god, poor me about the whole crowd booing the match and all that. But I mean, I think this is one of those big mistakes that they never saw coming. Is like Rollins and Ambrose. This time, Ambrose is the heel. They thought it would be gold, and it's
Well, because they've done
been
it ass
nothing.
backwards. That's why I don't want to continue on Raw, because we got to touch on SmackDown
Yeah,
still.
okay,
But
okay,
they've
yeah.
done it ass backwards with the feud with Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins. It's also a feud that we've seen before many, many times. It's starting to cool off. Nobody really cares about it anymore. Everybody wants to see Seth Rollins move on to someone else. Same thing with Dean Ambrose. They want to see him move on to someone else. we've seen this feud a couple of years ago. So nothing's changed between the two. These guys already faced each other in a Hell in a Cell match. There's not much more these guys can do against each other that we haven't already seen or have said to each other. Now they're bringing in Roman Reigns to make, the comments about him to make it edgier, but it's not working. It's not doing anything different for the feud. It's not doing anything different for the show. This just needs to move on. Dean Ambrose needs to go and feud with someone else. Rollins needs to go on and feud with maybe Brock or whoever, whatever they have in line with him. The thing that cools off wrestlers with the fans is when we get stuff repeatedly and stuff that we're tired of seeing. Corbin, it's getting that asshole heat that we hate. With Ambrose, you're just getting that, I want this fucking feud to be over with. Let's move on to something else. He's not getting that boos or hates anymore. He has to mention Roman Reigns to get heat. If you haven't noticed that. Am I right?
Yeah, I'm not interested. Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I'm not interested in either match. But it's funny about Raw last night. I thought it was okay. It wasn't nothing great because we were still getting new. I actually thought last week's Raw was better than this week.
Hey, see, I like Davster's idea. Is actually not a bad one. You want to get heat on Dean? I'm not sure if this would get heat on him, but it would work. It's that you have him attack Corey Graves for the comments that he makes towards Renee.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be funny. I think it'd be the other way though. I think it'd be Renee attacking Corey Graves because because this is so annoying too because it never stops. Even during that whole Tyler Breeze match, it kept going on about Dean and all this. That's just like enough. I'm just sick of that whole bickering back and forth.
DX wants to know, what do you think of the no rematch clause being banned?
I doubt it'll be. I think we'll still get it. It'll just be different, but they'll still get their shots because that's the way a little bit Drake was doing it on 205, where he said no automatic rematch here.
Now, well, here's the thing too, as well is there's this rematch clause that's supposed to be done. Then why is Ambrose and Rollins still feuding? Because eventually they're going to have another match and they're probably going to put the title on the line.
Well, guess what? It won't count as automatic rematch because he already defended it once against Tyler Breeze. So it won't count.
Look at you. I mean, they could.
Just like we know it's going to be Charlotte or Becky Lynch versus Asuka, but it won't count. Sorry, spoiler alert. As an automatic rematch because she took on Naomi tonight. So, it won't count as automatic rematches.
What about what you think about Speeds' comments saying, just get Renee off commentary, she's just bad?
I don't think she's bad. I enjoy Renee Young, actually, but not during this whole Dean stuff. I don't with her and Graves. I actually don't think Renee's that bad on commentary. It's no worse than
she has her moments when sometimes she rushes to try to say something, I guess, before maybe someone else has to say something during the match. She does mess up a little bit. I'm not saying she's better than fucking David Otunga, but
let's look at it from the other side, too.
I can see where, she is kind of new to the scene of commentary. She's only been doing it for how long now? Maybe 2 months, 3 months, possibly.
Yeah, it's not been that long. Yeah. So, but let's give it that credit too. I was just saying, let's give it that. Let's not just look at her commentary is bad. You say or whoever says it. It's gender equality. Letting a first ever woman to be on Monday Night Raw commentary team. You can say you hate her or what. People hate Michael Cole not because he's a guy, it's just because he's annoying. But you could say the same thing. I am happy Renee Young has this job. I mean, because there hasn't really been women on commentary at all but WWE. So yeah, I like it.
She's better as a host.
Interviewer. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, like
when she did talking smack, she was fucking fantastic. Or when she's backstage doing an interview, she's great. Now, when she's calling a match or when she's saying something about someone, yeah, she goes overboard. And sometimes she messes up a lot. I can see why people would find her annoying. I'm not going to say I want her off commentary. I'm going to give, I sometimes forget she's even on there because she doesn't really say much sometimes. But it's I don't know. It's sometimes she kind of rushes on things and She does mess up quite a bit. Her only original comments are O's and ahs. So, okay, that's the fair point. I don't care if a woman is on commentary. If she sucks. She's get a good woman. I'm all for it. Yeah, okay.
Who? Charlie Caruso going to take over? Because, I mean, they don't got many women there to do
Well, I mean,
commentary.
if they wanted to go a route where they were going to bring a woman into commentary, maybe they should have went the route with someone who was a little bit more experienced.
Like who? I mean, that's the
Uh,
point. Someone they don't got to pay extra to fly in every week.
but
Well, guess
there
what?
isn't very many of them. I mean, she's better than Lita. She's better
Yeah,
than Beth. So there's not really many. If they wanted to do that monumental history being made type of shit,
yeah,
they're gonna have to go with the punches. And Renee Young, as much as we all love her on the show, and she's done great things with the WWE, it's just maybe commentary is not her forte, and maybe
yeah. But it's all about money. It's all
maybe
about the money.
of course. I mean, our opinion is at the end of the day, we don't opinions don't give a shit about what we think, as long as they're making money. But
No,
hopefully she'll get better by this time next year if she's still on Raw. I would assume
no.
she would be.
I just mean the money situation is because they already have her there every week doing interviews or whatever she was doing before. And
Yeah.
so you don't got to fly in someone extra, pay their travel or whatever else to come in every week. I mean, that's another reason Booker T and the King are no longer really around anymore is because they had to pay them to come in every week. I mean, this way these people are already there; they're already working. Renee Young's a part of Total Divas, I think. Last time I seen it,
No, she's
she
not. I
was.
don't think she is anymore. Paige
Oh,
is another
still
option you
going.
could possibly bring in
Yeah, no, that'd be
to the
interesting
commentary booth.
because remember, Shane McMahon did say they're not done with using Paige, so they're going to do something. But that would be cool. I would be interested to see Paige on commentary because she gives the wrestler insight, unlike Corey Graves, in my opinion.
Wow, is that a shot
Because
at Corey
Graves,
Graves?
yes, I don't really like Graves. She's annoying to me.
Wow, I actually like Corey Graves a
See,
lot.
I don't like
Actually,
Graves, and it's not
I'd
because he's a
rather
guy.
them on SmackDown Live than inserting fucking Otunga because I guess Saxon is
Oh yeah,
sick.
well, come on,
Just
I
to
agree
have
with
the two
that.
man booth with Phillips and with Corey Graves, just them two.
What if they
I think it
put
would be.
Paige on? What if they replaced either David or Saxton or Graves with like Paige?
I
And
don't
have
know
Paige out there on
that
commentary.
Phillips and Graves chemistry is pretty good. I
Well,
wouldn't
all
mind her.
three of them are interesting together, but it seems like they want to do some kind of change and shake up, do something with the commentary team because it's kind of stale on SmackDown. But I get the three
All
of them
right,
went funny together. But let's move on to Raw. SmackDown.
let's move off of Raw, move to SmackDown Live again. Everybody, if you haven't already, next week it'll be Ronda Rousey taking on Natalia for the Raw Women's Championship. Paul Heyman will be on Raw next week. Rollins takes on Corbin, and we got a triple threat match between Drew McIntyre, Dolph Ziggler, and Finn Balor. Dave, your rating for this Raw? Would you say go back and watch it, or would you say if it worth anything watching on the show, or what were your thoughts on the show as a whole before we move to SmackDown?
I mean, I guess I would say maybe it was an average show. It wasn't. Yes, I know they're just getting started with this new shake-up stuff, but I don't think it was that good. If you want to go back and watch it, go back and watch the Chelsea match from last week on Raw. That was good. I mean, but yeah, I don't think really nothing really happened. Go to YouTube and watch the opening segment, I guess, if you want to see that. But to me, nothing was really that great that happened on Raw. I mean,
Well, I think really the highlights of Raw were the announcement, obviously, the NXT call ups, the revival winning. As much as people are probably joking, oh, the revival winning, ha ha ha. That's pretty huge to me, and it could be in a step to the right direction with this tag division because it's not like we're getting the B team versus Chad and Rude. We're getting a legit team going up against two pretty good wrestlers in Gable and Rude. It could be the start of something good. Start rebuilding this tag division around the revival, and I think this division could get a lot better. But yeah, other than that, Raw in itself was just nothing too crazy, nothing too to be like, oh, you got to go back and watch this or you got to go back and watch that. Hopefully by 2019, because I think that's when we'll start seeing things start changing in January, leading up to the Royal Rumble. We'll start getting some more, you know, fresher and awesome shows on Raw because to already kind of bitch and complain that we didn't get anything new last night, it's a little bit kind of unfair, I think.
Oh, what did we get that was new? What, the Revival winning a match?
Yeah, but what did you expect? Like, what did you
I don't
honestly
know.
expect? Because just because they're going to go out there and say, we're going to give you something new and refreshing, doesn't mean they're going to do it right away. They kind of sprinkled in a little bit of new stuff onto the show tonight and
Yeah, I
onto the
think I agree
show.
with that. I
And
agree with that.
you
I
just
think it
have
was more tonight.
with
Go ahead.
Raw 2, with the 3 hour show, you got to give it some time. You just got to give it some time. And sooner or later, we'll start getting some more stuff involved on Raw because I don't think we're just going to see a jump and change right away. Yeah, build a division around a bunch of told wrestlers. Man, get hating on the revival.
I
That
did
got
hear people say that last night because it was just a bunch of rest holds in that mixed tag or that tag match. Yeah.
oh, they banned Lucha House Rules, really? Breeze and Ambrose, Sasha and Bailey back in singles action. I'm not sure what he's talking about.
Oh,
Um,
because Breeze got it as a single. All we've been seeing from Bailey and Sasha is tag matches left and right.
oh yeah,
So
that's true. That is. Oh yeah, and Ambrose and Breeze getting it. That's true. That was something fresh, something new. The Gauntlet is probably as much as people may have not liked it because it was the whole 3rd hour of Raw. It was still good. I actually enjoyed it. It
yeah,
had
I
its
did
low
too.
points, but hey, we got all the women who I mean, how often do these women are in a fucking 6-man tag match or an
Yeah,
eight
every
man
week.
tag match? We finally got them all displayed in a singles match. You actually saw how good Dana Brooke could actually be and how athletic she is.
She
It
was
was
gone pretty quick, so
yeah,
I
she
didn't really
was gone
notice.
pretty quick, but hey, let's see what happens. Let's give it a little shot before we start bashing the whole thing, and
I
let's
would
give
have
it
liked
to
to
at
seen
least till
some different
January.
matches. I think I heard a lot of moans and groans when it was Natalia and Ruby again. So people were a lot were like, "Oh, here we go again." But yeah, SmackDown was good. Raw was okay. We'll see what happens in the coming weeks. More like next year because this next 2 weeks are going to be holiday weeks because you're going to have New Year's Eve after Christmas Eve, and it's not going to be
Yeah,
much of
you got to
anything.
expect this week, next week, and the week following. It's gonna be slow weeks. You know, you're gonna get slow weeks on TV. You're gonna get slow weeks on shows here or whoever have you. A lot of people are gonna be taking off, so it's just gonna be a different couple of weeks on television, especially with the WWE, especially with them giving their wrestlers time off. You're gonna get pre-recorded shows on New Year's Eve or day, right? I believe, and
Is it
Christmas
New
Eve.
Year's?
Yeah,
Or are they
both New
doing?
Year's. What is it? New Year's Eve and day. Oh no, just on New Year's Day is no New Year's Eve and day is Monday Night Raw and SmackDown. So they're gonna be
Are
giving
they going to be live there? So, okay, I
they're
wasn't
going to
sure,
be
but okay.
pre-recording. Are they going to be doing 2 show? No, I believe aren't they doing the show like in the end of the week? I believe they're going to be doing taping Raw and SmackDown at the. I don't know how they're going to do it, but I know
For New Year's? Oh,
it's not
okay.
going to be recorded. Yeah, it's not going to be live. Excuse me. Plus, a
Oh,
team
okay.
actually having to earn a title shot rather than just being handed one was nice. Yes, I absolutely agree with you. It was a nice. It was little things that made the show a little bit different. Nothing huge. It was definitely something in the right direction.
Well,
Speaking of
let's be
Wyatt, y'all
honest.
seen his cryptic tweets? Yeah, I saw that, man.
Yeah,
I'm
that
not
was
sure
weird.
what's going on there.
But you know what was interesting too? We also got to look at it this way too. This was a 6 hour Raw because, or a night for Raw because that's probably why we got that hour gauntlet match is because they got another 3 hours to do after that, and
Yeah,
so they
man.
don't want
Bless your heart if you were there that whole 6 hours. I've been to one of those, and it's not easy. It's not easy
to
whatsoever.
SmackDown a little bit easier, I bet, because only 2 hours.
Yeah, yeah, I can. Yeah, I agree with you on that.
I wonder how they
All
do
right.
205 live then. One
So we
after
had.
Raw. And
I'm not sure. We had SmackDown Live, and we had the Man open up the show, which was Becky Lynch. The only thing she says she wants is the Raw Women's Champion. Ronda Rousey delivered her. At TLC, she cost Becky the women's championship and didn't even have the decency to fight her. And she's worked her way too hard for everything she has to let Ronda take it away from her. That's when we had Charlotte come out, and the Queen says that Ronda stole her opportunity. Says days of Becky Lynch looking up to her are then, now, and forever. And if not for Ronda Rousey, she would have been the, oh my God, really 8-time SmackDown Women's Champion.
Not SmackDown, just Women's Champion.
Yeah, but Jesus Christ.
Well, thanks to Sasha, because every time Sasha beat her, she wins back the next night on Raw.
That's just insane, dude. She's gonna definitely pass her dad in title held reigns. That is insane. That's crazy. We get Asuka come down and says that she's the new, she's the new champ, and now they're saying that she's the paper champion because she never really defeated them. And Vince McMahon comes out surprisingly. Says that he congratulates the new champion Asuka and asks Becky why she's angry and making excuses. They competed in a TLC match, and anyone could be involved, including Ronda, who said she would write the next chapter. Instead of complaining, she should take her frustrations out on Ronda Rousey, and then ask Asuka if she wants to defend her title tonight. And it was Naomi who answered the challenge. It was Naomi taking on Asuka one-on-one for the SmackDown Live Women's Championship. Asuka wins. Pretty good match, I thought.
Yeah, I agree.
It was the first singles match for Naomi since, I think, September, which is crazy. Wow. Yeah. Your thoughts on the match, Dave?
Oh, the opening segment I thought was good, and like you and like a lot of us, I think, were shocked to see Vince McMahon coming out on SmackDown because I haven't seen him on SmackDown since SmackDown 1000, and this new regime and having the McMahon family locker room backstage, which if they're gonna open this up a little more to like, you know how we used to get the McMahon family skits backstage in the locker room, I would be okay with that. That'd be kind of nice to see again. Just focus a little bit more on that stuff. But yeah, overall, I thought this was a good opening segment. We're getting the same old stuff with Charlotte and Becky saying you're trying to copy me and all this, and they want Ronda. I do like when Vince came out and said that if you guys want Ronda, do something about it. So basically, opening the door, to having, them show up on Raw and go after Ronda. To me, that's what it sounded like to me. But yeah, Naomi and Asuka, I thought had a really good match, and it was a fresh match, like we were talking about. SmackDown tonight seemed like the whole show was just every match was something different. Every match we haven't seen, it was something new, and it was just nice to see Asuka and Naomi, two people that really haven't been used like they should be used. And to get out there, even though it was the opening match for the women's title, but still, it was a really good match, I thought, and it went a lot longer, and it was really, really good. And Asuka ended up with the win with a strange tap out. It was a strange finish to me, but I was like, whatever. Because as soon as she hits it on at the end, she taps out immediately. And I was like, okay, that's weird, but okay. But yeah, it was good.
I'm curious to hear your opinions on this because I see a lot of people kind of talking about this in the chat. Okay. And they're saying that Becky Lynch has lost steam. That she's not getting the type of reaction that she once was, like maybe last week or so. Or do you think it was just that particular crowd, or do you think that she's starting to lose a little bit of steam?
See, I don't think she's. Steam for when she got her face broken. Maybe, but I don't think she.
From the time of that promo that next night, I believe she was on the next night of SmackDown.
No, she wasn't.
Or
was she on? Yes, she was. You're right.
From that moment on till now, has she lost steam? I think she has.
I think maybe some, but I still think she's still hugely over with the crowd. You can't say that. Oh, now they're not even reacting to her because they are. Even last night when they were booing, they were chanting Becky's name during Ronda's promo last night. So, she's still one of the most popular on that show. Asuka is really gaining steam over a lot. So I mean, it's interesting to see. I don't think she's lost that much steam, but of course the Becky Lynch haters are gonna say, "Oh, she's done now. She can go away now because she had her little run, so now she can go away to the back of the line and be done." But I think there's big time money in Becky and Ronda at WrestleMania. I really do, and it's
Yeah,
seeming more and more
I
like
can
it.
I don't see that I can see that being the money match, and most likely they're going to throw in Charlotte into the
Yeah, of
mix,
course.
but maybe and I could be one of them that maybe not bought into the hype of saying that she was over and she could have been possibly like we talked about it, um, the flavor of the month, and she definitely was the flavor of the month. Everybody loved her, seemingly, and everybody wanted the man T-shirts and the man this and the man that, and it seems to me that she's not because she's. It seems like eventually the act's going to get old.
Well, even the summer of Punk dialed down a little bit going after that. It still wasn't as. Did he lose some steam throughout after that summer of Punk they had? That big thing? Yeah, everyone, they're not going to stay hot for 24/7, steaming hot. I can say the same thing about anyone who was
That,
bright hot.
but see,
Go
here's the
ahead.
thing: you can. There's a possibility of you doing it. But you have to do it on yourself, and that was the thing. Um, I believe Red Sox fan and I were having a conversation on Twitter, and we were touching on Becky Lynch, and we talked about how after a month from now, 2 months from now, she's still going to have this steam of her being over with the crowd, and it's more on her now because the reason why
Yeah,
she got over was because of a freak accident. Am I right?
yeah.
She got over with the crowd because she got punched in the face.
She was getting.
Her nose was broken, and that was what set it over the top. That
See,
moment when she broke her nose, the blood coming down, she still performed. She still did what she did. She was there the next night. She eventually dropped the title. It left you wanting more. You were left without the match that you wanted to see, which was Rousey and Becky Lynch. Now, if that match would have happened at Survivor Series, do you think the steam would have continued with Becky Lynch? Because more than likely, she probably was going to lose to Ronda.
see,
Now,
I don't know.
do you
I don't
think
know
she
about
would have
that.
still got this overness with the crowd still?
Yes, I do because let's not forget before she got her face broken by Naya, she was hot already in this hot steam going into this. When she showed up on Raw backstage, had Ronda's arm in an armbar, and she was basically hurting her backstage, and then comes out by herself, like she's ready to take on the whole Raw locker room, and then the rest of the women come out. She was already on a hot streak before that even happened.
Yeah, but I'm
And
saying
when
that the nose breakage
yeah,
was
it put her up on another level. Yeah, it helped
got
elevate
of
her.
her holding with her in the air with her
But I don't
nose.
think that got her over though. I think she was already over before that and already on a hot fire streak or however you want to put it. She was already on fire and really having a great momentum going into this with all those promos back and forth with Ronda. And then she shows up, beats her up backstage, and then comes out like she's going to fight everyone on Raw by herself. But, and then when that incident happened, yeah, it blew up and made everyone have more respect for her even more because she got up from getting her nose broken, blood coming down everywhere, and still finished what she was supposed to do.
Yeah,
That's
I'm just wondering if maybe it's town by town. Maybe next week she'll get the huge pop that she got once before, but because tonight it wasn't really much of a
yeah,
pop.
I agree. And it seems like
I mean, see, one comment in the chat really had me thinking, and this would have gotten the crowd fucking. This would have gotten Twitter explosion. I think it would have Becky, said "fuck you, Vince," and just went out there and just punched the shit out of him
she would have got
for
fired
that
probably.
for that comment that he made from her about her. Stop complaining, stop bitching and moaning. Basically, you lost, get over it. What if she just kind of just walked out of the ring after that and maybe not punched him, but maybe pushed him? You think
She probably
she would
got
have got
fired.
maybe?
Look what
It's a
happened to Titus
possibility.
O'Neil. Look what happened to Titus. He got suspended for
Oh,
trying to grab
oh, I
Vince.
mean, that was different. different
You know, I'm
circumstances.
just
This is obviously would be storyline related.
oh, okay. If you're saying that, then I
Not,
mean,
not you know, not. I'm not saying she goes off the handle and shit. I'm saying this is all
well,
storyline
you
shit.
said say fuck you, Vince, and then punch him, and I'm like, I don't
No,
think
no,
that'd
no.
go
I
over
mean,
too
in
well.
retrospect, she's screw you, Vince, kind of the Austin type storyline ish kind of stuff. Not
It'd have to
saying
be
that
with
they would work
Stephanie,
that.
yeah.
Not saying that they would work that angle, but what if she went
Yeah.
out there and kind of just shoved him a little bit? No?
I
Yes?
guess I don't know. If it was Stephanie, maybe, but it would work better. But not Vince. It
Kicking
would
the
make no
balls would have been
sense.
good. But I,
Yeah,
I,
but
I
he's right though because what all they're doing right now, the McMahon Helmsley regime, whatever you want to call it now, all they're doing is taking what everyone and all the fans are saying online. And they're just putting it into the show. That's all they're doing. People are saying they're sick of Becky Lynch and Charlotte complaining and whining about this. And then he comes out there and says, Charlotte, you're whining. Becky, you're whining about this and all that. And that's what everyone else is saying online who hates Becky Lynch, who hates Charlotte. And the people who've been asking them, say, please give Asuka a shot. Stop destroying her career. And that's what they did tonight. And Vince McMahon actually kind of put Asuka over last night, saying, congratulations, champ, and you want to defend your title, stuff like that. And it's showing that for Vince McMahon, to me, it's a huge nod to have Vince McMahon out there during an opening segment with the women involved. So that was just like, wow, that was huge. I thought Stephanie would have came out or something. But yeah,
yeah,
I
I
liked
mean
it.
that is
And
weird that Stephanie came down on the Raw side and it's Vince on the SmackDown side. Maybe I mean I'm guessing Stephanie wasn't there tonight. Maybe she
well,
would have
plus
been.
it adds something to it where no one expect. They probably said, Vince, no one will ever expect to
What
see you on
what's her name again?
SmackDown.
Asuka? What's her name? You probably didn't even know her name. I would assume because remember he just kind of realized that she was getting cheered not so long ago
And
that
she
they were
got the
giving her.
biggest pop out of all of them too, I believe, out of all three of both of them, I should say,
Yeah,
Charlotte and Becky. I mean, Asuka's finally getting some recognition that she deserves. But yeah, let's move on. We talk about this for a while. But yeah,
yeah,
hey,
it
whether you
happens.
like
It
Becky
happens.
or not, or Charlotte, whatever, I don't care because I even tweeted out last night. Thank you, Ronda, because Asuka finally got her title that she deserves after the long, crappy year she's been through.
Yeah, she's had a rough 2018, that's for sure. I bet Vince loves being out there with the women wrestlers. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it, Mr. Vince
Him and
McMahon.
the Naomi thing was just weird. It was
I was
just odd.
surprised. I for sure thought he was going to start twerking with Naomi for a minute there. Backstage, we had The Miz knocking on Shane's door, but Vince McMahon comes out and says,
Well, McMahon family.
yes, he's been loyal to the company and appeals to Vince, saying he and Shane are going through a rough patch, and he believes he and Shane could be a great team and asks for his blessing. Vince says he's not giving Miz his blessing, but says he will find a team and Miz can find a partner tonight and prove himself. Any thoughts on the Rusev video package that we got from the Shinsuke Nakamura
Oh, that's
side and
going to.
Rusev promo and anything with your thoughts on Samoa Joe and Jeff Hardy?
Oh wow, okay. Yeah, I mean Nakamura doing his whole thing like, why should I be scared of Mister Total Diva? I guess he's trying to say. But and then Rusev's promo basically saying the same thing, where he's like, oh, I should be U.S. champion, blah blah blah. And so we'll get the match next week. So not much there, but yeah, I mean, I was kind of surprised to see Miz teamed with Mandy Rose. That kind of threw me for a loop. I didn't expect that. Yeah, something new, huh, WE? Yeah, something new, yeah. It's not like we just sat through 3 months of Mixed Match Challenge. But yeah, why not throw Miz
Are you
and
saying you didn't
Mandy?
like my Vince McMahon impression there, Bob Ruski? I thought it was pretty
But it
you
was
know
funny when
right on
Truth
that.
when Truth said, hey, they're glad to be fighting you and Marie. So that's pretty funny. But I mean, yeah, and they lost, which I was surprised. I thought Truth and Carmelo were actually going to win that match, but yeah. So the Miz and Mandy won.
Oh my God,
And
Ruth.
Graves is jizzing all over the desk over there, but
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Corey Graves and his love for Mandy Rose is just kind of fucking awkward. But hey,
It is really. And then Tom Phillips is like, why are you so close to me?
yeah, I enjoy Corey Graves and Tom. I like those
Yeah.
two guys, man.
Yeah, they're funny.
Otunga, oh my God, Otunga. Why is he out there? Why?
Because
Just so they can have a
Saxton's
three-man
injured.
booth? I don't give a shit. Just have two of them out there. They don't need three men out there. Graves and Phillips can hold themselves down by themselves. They don't need fucking Otunga where he's Chicago, baby, Chicago. I mean, come on, man. We really need that shit.
Yeah, I believe I don't like Chicago any more than anybody else.
Yeah, I'm just saying, dude. I don't know. It was just kind of lame. The Samoa Joe, Jeff Hardy stuff, I can go without already.
Oh yeah,
I,
let's just talk about that too. I forgot.
I'd rather see Samoa Joe move on to something new and fresher.
Oh, get ready next week. Samoa Joe
Yeah,
and Jeff Hardy on Christmas Day.
yeah. Hopefully that'll be the end game for the feud because it really hasn't gone anywhere other than Samoa Joe talking about Jeff Hardy's
It's
past and
the
then
it's
Jeff
no
Hardy
different.
bringing up that Samoa Joe hasn't won a world championship. So just
Hey, he deserved that. After all the crap he's going on Jeff about, about his drug abuse and alcohol abuse, and then he says one thing about championship. Oh, that was too far. Talking about Joe not having a championship.
right. It's Alex and Dave. They just need each other. You can go, Tony. Like a Red Sox fan with the low blow. It's good. I don't have my troll gif here, so I can't throw that at you. Where that ever happened to the two-man announce team, King and JR, McMahon and Ventura? They're not giving Joe nothing new and fresher. Yeah, I
Orton
don't.
either. I mean, they're doing the same thing with Randy Orton. It's just him and Ray, and hopefully that's done. But I mean, it's
Well,
just the same
you would
stuff.
think that you would get. Yeah, hey, there you go. Same shit. The change isn't going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen on Raw. It's not going to happen on SmackDown. We did get some new stuff on
Yeah, we got a lot
SmackDown.
of new stuff on SmackDown.
I
I
wouldn't
agree with
say a
that.
lot.
Well, because look, we got a lot of new matches. Like we got the return of the club, which that was surprising. And then they took on the Usos, and then we have this whole like 5 tag teams show up and just start beating up each other, which we thought we would have seen at TLC, but it made more sense for SmackDown. But yeah,
No,
I mean, it
I
was
didn't really get the ending part where you just had the bar
yeah, that was
come out
stupid.
there and just beat them
But
up.
speaking of what we've been talking about, how we've talked about this plenty of times on the show. Oh, every week it's the Bar, New Day, Usos. And what does Anderson come out and say? Every week it's the Bar, New Day, and Usos every single week. I mean, they're just basically going through the internet, going to Twitter or wherever they look at, Facebook, Twitter, wherever, and reading what everyone is saying online. And that's basically what they're doing right now. It's like they're just saying everything back to us that we're all saying. So, yeah, I'm glad to see. To me, seeing all that happen tonight is like, okay, now these are some real tag teams. Use these tag teams more.
Yeah,
I mean,
I get that. I get that. But here's the thing: SmackDown Live was not as any fresher than what Raw was.
to me, I disagree. I think it was more
Only
fresher than Raw because
this,
you didn't expect Vince McMahon to be on SmackDown.
yeah,
That
but
was
does
new.
it make it that much more special though? That
Did you? Okay, no, I'm not just saying Vince. I'm going to give you a couple other things. You had Asuka as the champion defending the title on SmackDown. That wasn't expected
Yeah, but to me, that's a SmackDown Live match: Oscar versus Naomi.
for the
Uh,
title. I know that's what I'm talking about. But
yeah,
we
but
haven't
see, the
seen it.
thing is,
It's new.
it would have been new and fresher if we would have had. I guess you could say it's a newer opponent, but
Yeah, because when's the last time we've seen that match? Never. I don't think we've ever seen it. Like, maybe once if it's happened, but I mean, and then we also had, I don't know if we've seen the Usos versus the club before. We had to at some point, but it's been a while, and we've seen a different tag team besides the New Day and Usos in the Bar over and over. It was something different. Sanity actually getting on TV. I mean, I was happy for that.
yeah,
And then the main event tonight. I mean,
Robert Ruski makes the best point here. The main event of SmackDown was probably the freshest you can get out of both shows, and that's true because it was something we hadn't seen, and the outcome of it was of Mustafa Ali of pinning Daniel Bryan and beating him.
yeah,
A tag match, so take it for what you want, but
I had a
that's
feeling
pretty
that was coming.
huge. That's pretty huge from a guy that was just basically on 205 Live. Now they announced that he is now on SmackDown, the full-time roster. But here's my question for you: is he on the roster kind of like as a permanent role, or is he doing the whole Lucha House Party kind of gimmick where
I
he's
don't.
on both shows? Because I say that, what if he does win the 205 Live title back?
He
Or excuse
won't.
me, the Cruiserweight Championship back? That
That's the
could
same
give the
thing.
opportunity for, if they wanted to go that route, to have 205 Live guys on SmackDown.
Yeah, and maybe vice versa too. Have some SmackDown guys show up on 205 Live, which that makes me interested to see if that'll look any different tomorrow. So I mean, I mean, I do like the fact that they did it, but I do think that Mustafa Ali is going to be SmackDown because they said Mustafa Ali is moving over to a full member of the SmackDown roster now. Which
Right.
SmackDown's already not using enough guys as it is. But the main event, yeah, that was fresh. But I think a lot of tonight's show was like a fresh new take and a lot of different stuff. Yeah, you saw like Joe and Jeff Hardy, but
It's hard for me to say that this show was super fresh because a lot of it to me was the same. I want to say
see,
same shit, but the same kind of direction that we've been getting the last couple of SmackDowns with Joe and with Jeff,
yeah, that's
with
about the only thing though.
Rusev and Nakamura. The only thing
Oh,
that
okay,
I mean,
well,
Nakamura being on TV, that's I guess fresh. The Becky Lynch and Charlotte stuff is still the same stuff every week of them
yeah, but
bickering
yeah,
back and forth. Nothing's really happening between the two. Nothing. No one's wrestling. Nothing's happening. They're
yeah,
just bickering.
but when you take that out of it and you put like you have Oscar versus Naomi, which was new for the title, that was something different, and then you had the club actually on TV, which they haven't been on since September. They said in 2 months they haven't been on SmackDown Live, and now they're and then we actually talk about how we never see Sanity. We get to see Sanity tonight, and they're attacking everybody like we wanted to see happen at TLC. And then the main event tonight was really good, and it was featured basically. You had two of the main focal points who have been a part of SmackDown for the last few months, a big focus, and you added two young guys to them and made it a tag team, which is a good match. And I'm surprised they didn't announce that next week is going to be Daniel Bryan versus Mustafa Ali for the title.
To me, I don't think we're gonna get nothing fresh or nothing really new to these shows. That's gonna make you talk. Um, it's till January. That January
Yeah.
episode, the first January episode of 2018. I'm not counting next week's show. That or 2 weeks from now. I'm counting that January 7th show. It's gonna be January 7th and January 8th are the two shows that you should really mark on your calendar if you want to believe that this is going to be a new regime
Well, I don't think
in
you can.
on
I
Raw
think
and
that's too
SmackDown
quick.
Live.
I think we got to get
No,
more time than
I
just.
mean, to me, you're not going to get anything crazy new because of these back-to-back tapings,
Yeah.
these holiday specials. They know a lot of people, even us diehard fans like us. What are the odds of us actually watching Raw and SmackDown next week? Probably 50-50. You may catch the end of Raw. You may catch the middle of it. You may even watch the beginning of it and you have to leave. There's a lot of
Even for
stuff.
New Year's.
Yeah, same thing. There's a lot of stuff coming to play on those next 2 weeks. A lot of people, their ratings may not be great, and you can't even complain because it's the holiday week. That first week, it's going to be huge to me because we may not see something like a big old overload of new stuff, but we should start seeing some new stuff being to insert into Raw and insert to SmackDown Live. Don't you think? 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now, we should
Yeah, I
start
mean, I
seeing
hope
something
so.
changing.
We have heard, like you said it, I think Saturday, that there was talk that there's something big planned for January. Remember, some in
Yeah,
January
that
sometime.
January 7th, I also believe, um, if I'm is the national championship game. So
Is it?
there, I believe so. So
Oh,
they're gonna have to bring it, and they're gonna have to bring something pretty big.
or maybe
Could
he'll
there
announce
possibly
Brock's
be
on
a
Raw.
Brock Lesnar sighting? Maybe Vince is back on Raw again because Raw's ratings were up sixteen
You know
percent.
what? They really want to change something. Have Brock Lesnar wrestle a match on Raw. That'll really, even if it's a
Just a
tag
match. Yeah,
match, even if it's
I
a
agree
tag
with that.
match, yeah.
Yeah, I would if you would have to think Vince would say, "Man, Brock, here's a couple of more million, of course, probably. Have a match on Raw, maybe two matches at least, a tag match, just a singles match against bumfuck anybody, a jobber. Have him face two jobbers. Who cares?
You know who
Brock on
else?
Raw
I
would
mean,
bring eyes.
even someone else with a similar name. I mean, have The Rock show up.
Have Shawn Michaels show up.
We mean
Have The
someone
Rock show up. Have
relevant show.
Stone Cold, Bret Hart, and Shawn Michaels ring in a triple threat match. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just playing. I'm just that January. They need to do something huge. If it's Brock on Raw, just to
Hey,
maybe
that's
announce
funny.
him with Strowman. I don't know.
I believe that was the same Raw that Bret Hart was the host. That January 7th Impact went on Mondays and all that. Yeah, that's when they did all that stuff. Yeah, that's funny.
Rollins teased it last week by saying Lesnar to compete on Raw. It's a possibility. I'm not gonna.
And
Not.
yeah, it's possible, I guess. But I mean, if Strowman ends up winning it at the Rumble, then there you go. I mean, you'll have the title on Raw, and then it'll be the same. If it won't be the same crap over and over, just have what Strowman just beating everyone every week on Raw for the
All you
title. So
need
it's
is
gonna be
Bobby Lashley, says Brandon After. Yeah,
yep.
right.
Real
Oh
Russ
gosh.
pens Brock Lesnar.
Speaking of Stone
Oh,
Cold, it's his birthday today. Yes, it is. Happy birthday, Stone Cold. Um, she's probably drinking some Steve Weisers right now, I would imagine. Um, anything else, Dave, that you would
on
like to
Raw,
touch on SmackDown or on Raw?
SmackDown. Um, I don't know. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what happens next week. There wasn't. It's only a 2 hour show. You're not going to get in a lot on
I
there,
wouldn't
but
mind that speeds. Have Lesnar come and murder the fucking Lucha House Party. Why not? Just have him crash it, have him punt the damn pinata into the crowd. That
you
would
could
be
throw a tag
fantastic.
match, put Brock and Lashley together in a tag team match against whoever. Like I don't even know who Elias and Strowman. I
Budweiser.
don't know
Just have Brock have a singles match one night.
with Heath
One
Slater.
he has kids. He'll need the money, or just anybody. Just say, Brock. I don't think you need Brock to wrestle, but you need to have Brock probably on the show pretty soon since Royal Rumble is coming up next month.
No,
You
how
gotta
cool would that be?
you
That'd
gotta
be
hype
big.
up Braun Strowman.
Oh, but that would be a big match. Brock is going to wrestle on Monday Night Raw. That would definitely get people to tune in.
Yeah, what's up, Sweet 144? How you doing tonight? How about that missed landing of Ali elbow to face of Brian? Yeah, that wasn't too beautiful there. Do y'all still think WWE is still going to do Lashley versus Brock?
I don't know anymore. I wanted to see it, and I still do want to see it, even though people say they don't care about it because of the way Lashley's character is going right now. But I still wouldn't mind seeing that match.
Yeah, I agree with you. I wouldn't mind seeing that match now. Well, if it happens, probably not, but I would love to see it happen. What's
Put it
up,
on Raw, and
Professor? How
people
you doing?
definitely tune in.
Fuck it, bring back CM Punk back first Raw of the year, shock the wrestling world.
That
Yeah,
ain't
and then we
happening.
can bring in fucking Cody and the Elite, and we can bring in who else can we bring in, Dave? Just trying to think of just random names that we could just bring into Raw. Yeah, it's not gonna happen. I mean,
May Hogan makes his return
Hulk
on
Hogan's
January
gonna
7th.
come and drop a leg drop on Vince. We gotta just see what happens. We gotta go with the flow. And we've been with the WWE this long, from the highs to the goddamn lows.
And
I
they've
don't
been
think we,
low.
I don't think we can go any lower than what we've been getting the last couple of weeks. And yeah, at least they are kind of acknowledging that the show has been bad. I'm not sure if they actually believe that, but at least they kind of acknowledge that they
Well, they
haven't
got to
given a
acknowledge
shit.
the ratings. That's what they're acknowledging because the show has been bad in ratings. And last night's show was up. So it shows that having Vince McMahon saying he's going to make some big announcement got
Well, yeah,
people
I
to
mean,
tune
you can
in.
say Vince McMahon is going to be on Raw, even if it's not a huge announcement. It's going to bring up ratings because you don't know
And
what we're
so
going to
will what
get.
they've been doing. Announcing matches a week ahead of time will definitely get people interested too. And I mean, is this the new direction we're seeing right now, where they're going to go with going into that Fox deal next year, where they're going to be making it more like this, where it's more about the McMahons running both shows and announcing what's going to happen. So if it's on Fox, you can guarantee Vince McMahon's going to be on that first show on Fox.
Oh, without a doubt, you would have to imagine he's going to be on that show in some way, some sort. Scott Hall going ape shit and X Pac running around like a 12-year-old kid. I tune in just to see Vince's walk. Yeah. Oh man, that walk. I'm telling you, Vince McMahon. As much as we hate on that man and whatever have you, your opinion on him, he is going to go down as history as one of the legends. As much as we want to disagree or not, he's the man. That's the reason why we're, a lot of people are wrestling fans. So
Uh, that's a little. I don't know. We had this discussion before. I don't think Vince McMahon's the reason I'm a wrestling fan.
he's the. I mean, if it
We,
wasn't for him, we wouldn't. Would we have the
I
type of?
disagree there.
I don't know.
I mean, would we be in the if Vince McMahon didn't buy out WCW? Would WCW still be around right now, and would he still be having going through the Monday Night Wars? So you could, I mean, he could have basically ruined some of the greatest time in wrestling by buying Nitro
Well,
and
I
basically
mean,
putting it out of business.
WCW. I mean, we're gonna go on this tangent, but we all know the history of WCW, and they didn't do a good job saving money as well. So it's not necessarily all Vince McMahon's fault that they went down the gutter. So, how he walks with massive balls is truly inspiring. Yeah. Oh, y'all are funny. So next week it's going to be funky. I'm not sure if we're going to be doing a show or not. Tuesday night is Christmas Day for SmackDown Live. I'll be home by then. Our festivities with the family get done during the day. So I will definitely be home. The big question is, will it be worth doing a show on a Tuesday night? I mean, will people even come and watch? Is the
I
question.
mean,
So
yeah, would the viewers like us to say, hey, since everyone else seems to be taking it off, should we take Christmas Day off and not be on Tuesday night?
yeah,
I
because I know a
mean,
lot of the big time shows are going to probably. I'm assuming Speeds won't be live Monday night. I could be wrong. They might be live Monday night of next week. Don't forget to give them a follow. Supporters of the show always deserve a shout out, and they are a really good show out there. You've seen those shows on Periscope. They're a good show. Christmas with the Get the Tables fan would be welcomed. All right. So Tuesday night, we're gonna go live. Next week we will go live Tuesday night. If you're able to come out to the show, come out. If not, we understand. Maybe you could just drop in and say hello. We'll be live on Christmas night, Christmas Day night. The usual Tuesday night show will be live. We haven't missed a Tuesday night in quite some time, and I feel like we need to continue that tradition, and we'll continue it on Tuesday night of next week. Don't forget Saturday. You'll be yeah, you're absolutely right, Speeds. Tuesday, goodness, I'm all over the place. Saturday night will be our Christmas edition show. Um,
well, should
our,
we save
our
that for Tuesday night?
No,
That'll
no,
be a
no.
Christmas show,
Well, this
too.
will be our giveaway show. So Saturday night we'll have our giveaway show. I'm going to give out 4 gift cards to the fan shop at the WWE.com. So if you're interested in winning, please show up on Saturday so you can have a shot at winning these gift cards. We really do hope everybody who wants to win gets the shot to win it. So please be here live with us on Saturday. New Year's Eve day show. I doubt we'll do a New Year's Day show. Who knows? Fuck it. We probably did one last year. We'll probably do it again. It's crazy how far this show has come in the last 2 years. I think I'm gonna say it's gonna be our 2 year, 3 year anniversary. But things really started picking up steam this year in 2018. From getting featured on Periscope to meeting a lot of great people like the people that we have in the chat room right now. So it's been a huge deal for us, and we've came a long way to getting over 1,000 followers to averaging 1,000 viewers to doing all that type of stuff. It's just been a wild run. We've met a lot of great people, and we can't wait to do our end of the year show so we can thank a lot of you guys who come in here and share the product and give us hearts and talk to us and interact with us and just do all that type of stuff.
Right.
So we want
That's
to
coming
give
up
you
in 2 weeks.
we want to give you guys a big, big thank you. So if you guys are able to join us on that show, we would really appreciate that. We would even maybe take in some phone calls. A lot of you guys may have some funny moments, maybe favorite moments of the show, stuff like that. If you guys are more than welcome to call in and shoot the shit with us on that night. So it's going to be fun because, like I say a million times, I can't thank you guys enough. And I can't say it enough that we met a lot of great people on this website, on this app, YouTube, from Periscope to Twitter. It's been a great experience, and 2018 was a wild ride. Like I said on Twitter, um, 2019 we will be throwing out some T-shirts. T-shirts will be coming. I'm already starting. Thank you to Brandon Catino of the show. He hooked me up with the guy that does his T-shirts. So we will be doing some T-shirts next week. So not next week, next year sometime. I'm not going to give you all a date or nothing, but in 2019 we'll definitely have some T-shirts available for you guys. Thank you, Speeds, for that. I really do appreciate that. New Japan ROH shows. We are going to be adding a lot of new stuff to this show, and maybe that could be one of it. We're going to be adding podcasts, legit podcasts to this show, because these are obviously not shows. These aren't podcasts. These are shows. So we're going to start adding podcasts and all this different type of stuff that you guys hope you guys all will enjoy. So I think we're going to wrap it up. It's getting to the top of that midnight hour. Went a little bit longer than usual tonight, but we do appreciate that. We had over 200 viewers. Not quite that 1,000 viewer plateau, but I don't care. We had a great viewership these last couple of weeks, and having a down night doesn't bother me at all. We've had some great interaction tonight, great people, and without you guys, we wouldn't be here. Dave, any last wrestling thoughts before Saturday night? Huge show Saturday night. So we hope everybody can join us. Red Sox fan, we're working on it, fan. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be fun.
Works, Budweiser.
It's going to be a fun week. You know, I mean, people are into the Tribute to the Troop show. That's this week.
Yes.
And then Saturday night's going to be our Christmas show. And we are going to be naming, I believe we're still doing this, our like top 3 or top 5 favorite Christmas movies.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a nice little Christmas themed show. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a nice little Christmas themed show. Of course, I'm gonna probably dress up and look fucking ridiculous. You scared people off with that hat. Yeah, that could have been it. That's sure that could have been it. You guys always blame the what is it the overlay, the OBS. That's right. We don't have the type of viewers when we don't have it. That's what you always blame. It's funny. But yeah, we're gonna have a Christmased out show, so it's gonna be very Christmas themed related. Difference is Vince doesn't dress like a freaking Christmas tree. Hey man, don't be hating on the lights, man. Don't be hating. So thanks again, everybody. Oh, Speed says best Christmas movie, Die Hard.
That's a good one, but I don't know if it's the best Christmas movie ever.
It's a lot of people's favorite. Well, what's the debate? A lot of debates are what is it a Christmas movie or not?
Maybe we should debate that Saturday night. What is a Christmas movie and what isn't? Because I can throw some other ones out there like Batman Returns. I mean, that's more Christmas themed than Die Hard is. I mean, I love Die Hard. I think it's considered a Christmas movie, but there's only he invades a Christmas party and kills everyone. So yeah.
Let's not go there because we can have a conversation on this for hours.
I think it is, but it was voted on some website or whatever it was that it was not voted a Christmas movie. That's what it was put out there. So technically, it's not because I guess whoever votes for Christmas movies, I guess.
Shoot your eye out, kid. He's Naomi mixed match partner for next year. So what are you talking about? Truth to Loyalty. Did I miss
Christmas Vacation right here is favorite for mine.
Oh, it's still, man. Those are always classics. So we'll be live Saturday and back with you guys. Don't forget, Speeds and the Benchmark will be live on Thursday evening, giving their thoughts, excuse me, on Raw and I think it's SmackDown and whatever wrestling news is out. So give them a follow. They're great people over there and fellow Texans as well. So we gotta always support our Texas family. So give them a follow. And thank you everybody else who jumped in and joined in. Got Adam Moss and Peck and Rod the Bot joined us tonight. Bob Aruski, of course, Speeds in the Benchmark, Truth and Loyalty, Kevin, Alice, Danny, Red Sox fan, Jeffrey Cross, Dave from New Jersey, Brad, Lucas, Jay Long, and there's a couple of more viewers that I cannot see. So if I missed you, please say hello in the chat room so I can say hello. Thank you guys for Lit Math is Alistair Fiend, Juanito, the Bot, Jeffrey Cross, Danny, and Speed from Super Hearts tonight. Really do appreciate that. And thank you, everybody who supports the show. I really hope that you guys will purchase these shirts because a lot of you guys have been getting on my ass about making shirts. So don't make me make these shirts and then your asses don't buy one. They're not going to be super expensive, but we do hope you guys will at least check them out. Maybe we'll get y'all's opinions on them as well before we do the final layout, just to make sure you guys actually think these shirts are pretty nice looking. And then we'll go from there. I know I get a lot of advice from Speeds on that type of stuff because he's very helpful and knows a lot more stuff like that than I do. But we will definitely do like a little rough draft of what the shirt might look out before we actually release it. So again, thank you guys so very much. Hope you guys have a great rest of the week. Tomorrow is Hump Day. The shirt's gonna be to WWE for me. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. I promise. I promise. It's gonna be good. I promise. Again, thank you everybody for joining us as always. Saturday night we'll be live again. If you haven't already, hit that follow button. Jump over to the YouTube and hit that subscribe button. We would really appreciate that. Check out the Patreon if you have time. If not, you guys just coming in here, shooting the shit with us, hitting those hearts, sharing the product. It means a lot. I won't look so much. I'm gonna look even more ridiculous this weekend, guys. So, you guys get ready. Thank you so much, everybody. You guys have a great rest of your weekend, or excuse me, work week to head to the weekend. Be safe because there's a lot of crazies out there, especially this time of the year with Christmas around the corner. And just be safe out there. Thank you so much, everybody. Be safe. We love y'all and have a great night. Win you some more of some Mustafa Ali. Thank you so much, everybody.